And we are live. Uh, hello, everybody. It's February 27th, 2023. And these are your Fortean files. Takes too long to get over. It's a little long for my taste. I don't know about you.
It's a little long, but I don't dislike it.
I don't hate it anymore, I guess, but nah, that is what it is at this point. I did on a news bumper note. I did contact the ever unpresent Phil Poling. I was able to somehow reach out through other dimensions, the ether. I sent a psychic message, I think. It may have gotten through to the one and only Phil Poling. I told him that we, in fact, are doing a new show and that I put a bounty out to be able to find him. I didn't tell him how much. I think he'd be offended when I think he will be offended when he finds out it's $20. But a very brief interlude. I did not really even get to converse with the man.
But you elicited a response.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
yes. So I've been in contact with one Phil Poling.
Okay.
Whether or not anything will come of that, I have no idea.
I hope so. Maybe I should reach out to Phil.
We can hope, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that man nowadays. He said something about a carburetor and something about his son's car, but the carburetor wasn't. I don't think the carburetor was for his son's. I don't know. This man is mysterious.
Carburetor issues are a hassle. I can attest.
He's a mysterious man, Katie. He does breakdown videos. He can work on cars. He might be a magician. I don't know. He analyzes photos. He might be an alchemist.
I don't know. He doesn't do much analyzing the photos
The
anymore.
world doesn't really know, though.
That's true. It's true.
Does he have a tower with alchemical components? I think we all need to know.
He's got a tower with some tequila in it. I can
I'd be
guarantee
willing to
that.
pay $5 to find out the truth. 5 big smackaronis.
Hey, I could throw in 5 and we could make it 10.
Just to find out what if in fact Phil Poling has a tower. I'm sure there's a tiki bar at the bottom. I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Where he practices the sorcerous arts of, I don't know what tradition Phil would follow. Voodoo? He does like the tiki shit.
Yeah.
But Phil doesn't strike me as the type of man that would kill a goat.
No.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. If you get the right cocktail in him, maybe.
Maybe I'm reading the wrong dude. I don't know. But I would be curious to know what is going on behind closed doors with the one Phil Poling. If I have to hire a private investigator, I don't have much money. Obviously. I only offered $5. But if there's anybody out there, I'd like to find out. Katie, I did finally see Avatar.
Good for you.
Finally went to the theater to see
Oh,
Avatar.
you went to the theater. I assumed you watched it at home.
Oh, you assumed I pirated it?
Oh, I don't know. I
Watched it
figured
at
it was
home?
on a streaming service by now. I don't keep track of that shit.
No. No, it's not on a streaming service. So yeah, I took Ariana uh
Nice.
out the other day to see said movie. And I was very hesitant about going to see The Way of Water. Um I I had gone back and rewatched the original Avatar. I wasn't as blown away with it in my rewatching of it.
Have you
Uh,
rewatched? Have you seen it multiple times in the past, or like just once in the past?
I had seen it like 3 or 4 times in the theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and I just wanted to rewatch it again, so I rewatched it at home on because I have Disney Plus. It's on there, so I
Yeah.
watched it on there, and I just wasn't as captivated with it as I was. So I just wasn't that crazy about this new movie, I guess. Um, so I went into it with very, very, very low expectations. Um, and I loved it. I I won't say that it's fucking fabulous. I won't say that it's so crazy good that you all need to jump out of your fucking chairs and go out and see it before it gets out of theaters. Um, but it was worth me going to see in the theater. I'm kind of bummed I didn't see it in 3D.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't as captivated by the water imagery that was in the movie.
As you wanted to
Um,
be.
no, everybody was like, the water stuff was so fucking crazy. It was so amazingly done, and I'm just like, they're in the water.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
I think
It was a lot of cool imagery.
yeah. I thought it was really well done. And the thing that the water, I think why it was so cool to me is because I have been to Disney World since the whole Avatar land opened up.
Hmm.
And I waited nearly 4 hours for that stupid Avatar ride, the like flight ride. I don't know what it's called. I think it's just called flight
Hmm.
of you like sitting on one of those dinosaur things and soaring through the water and the sky. And it was literally the most magical thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I say that as a very cynical person who has a hard time with separation of reality and stuff. Like I
Right.
struggle. That ride, now waiting 4 hours in line after 3 days in Disney parks might have been a contributing factor too. It was very stressful, but oh my God, it was magical. And so that movie with the like water element that they did in that ride. Plus, I was a big fan of the first movie. I don't like sci-fi stuff, but I loved that movie. So between the ride and the original movie, I really enjoyed Way of the Water. But the big question is, Chris, did you have to get up and use the bathroom during the
Fuck
movie?
yes, I did.
Ah,
Fuck yes, I did. I did it fairly early on. So I didn't miss much of anything. And I won't spoil it for anybody. I thought about putting a disclaimer on here, a spoiler alert, and like going into some shit. I'll talk to you after the show
yeah, I would say we don't have to spoil it.
about the stuff that the other stuff. But I really enjoyed it. Now you said something to me in of that they're taking it in a direction with the kids, and while I do agree with you, I think it is going to still focus on Jake and what's her face.
His family line for sure, but I don't know, I've read stuff from you know, I
Well,
don't
I
know.
just think with the way that they ended it, I think they're definitely it's gonna stick with him
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So I liked the movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. I it was visually, it was beautiful.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's just amazing to watch, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. It was a good time out for me with my stepdaughter, so it was great. So
Yeah.
uh good times there. And then yesterday I went and saw I took Missy to see the Shen Yun there.
Yeah,
Um
that looked so
and
fun.
hey, not something I thought I would like by any stretch. Like this whole thing about China before communism. It's like all this dance shit.
Yeah, it's like an
It's a
artistic dance
Yeah, it's
historical
it's like a
telling.
dance. It's like a performance company. They do dance. It's like music. It's the whole nine yards. Excuse me. And they travel all over. Um, and they're based out of New York, I guess. And there's like 8 different companies that travel all over. So, you know, you may not see the same one twice,
Right.
sort of thing. And they change the show every year. So, what's in it? But
Right.
I was pretty well captivated by it. However, I was tired as fuck during the second half. I fell asleep.
Well, hey, you know what? As a person who that's obviously not your scene, I think
Well,
that's
no,
totally understandable.
no. Listen, so did Missy.
Well, that makes it even better.
Her comment was, they could have ended it before they did the intermission.
Yeah.
Like it was long enough there. And they did some really cool things where they added special effects by using a screen um behind the stage.
Yeah.
And they would hop over this like little staircase, and then their image would appear on the screen and do things,
Yeah.
which was all obviously choreographed to happen at a certain time, and
Sure.
you know or it was prompted by someone behind the scenes, but it was all very well done, and I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, a lot more than I thought. I thought it was a little religion heavy, um but other than that, it didn't bother me. It wasn't religion heavy to a point where I was like, I'm offended by this. No, I was
Right.
just like, whatever, fucking okay. Um, but it was good. It was a really good time. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. Uh, but so that's all the stuff that I wanted to talk to you about, Katie. I
I've never
think.
been to that style of thing, but I was in ballet up till I was like 16. So performance art and dance of any kind is definitely my thing. Like I would thoroughly enjoy all of that, all the performance art stuff. I love it.
It was fun. It was a lot more fun than I anticipated it to be. I It was, the colors were very the colors that they used, the outfits, and the way that they would use the outfits to accentuate the dance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Um
that kind of stuff is like dance magic, you know?
yeah, it was very cool. It's stuff I never thought of before. Um and like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. I told Missy, I was like, we could do this more often. You
Yeah.
know, I don't
That's
mind
awesome.
going to do something like this. Like if we could find something else that's like
Well, you
this,
should
maybe not this fucking long, but
next year find your local Nutcracker performance and go to a Nutcracker.
I'm not a fucking Christmas person though.
But I'm telling you, it's the kind of ballet that you can like follow the storyline, and it's not just a boring ballet. You know
Yeah,
what I
I'll
mean?
think about it. I'll think
Yeah,
about it.
I
Should be
highly
into that.
recommend. I
Yeah.
love the Nutcracker. So
All right, so let's get into the news stories of the night. Katie, can you? I'm gonna do the. Remember the one I sent you about the little pup? You don't, do you?
hold on, I'm scrolling to pop.
Yeah, I sent you one about a pup.
Oh, a pup.
Yeah, dog.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, can you check and see if the results are in on that
Ooh,
while I'm
okay.
reading the story?
Indeed.
From people.com. Rescuers waiting on DNA tests to determine if mystery pup found by dumpster is a coyote or a dog. Dallas Animal Services is awaiting the results of Toast, the pup's DNA test to rule out whether the young animal belongs to a wildlife species. Dallas police officers recently rescued an adorable animal that has left some scratching their heads. The Dallas Police Department found the caramel-colored pup named Toast huddled near a dumpster while on patrol duty on Monday. Ken's reported that Toast's rescuers believe he is a canine, but they aren't sure if the little animal is a coyote pup or a baby dog. After rescuing the animal, police officers handed over care of the canine to Dallas Animal Services. The animal shelter sent in a DNA test for Toast to identify his breed and rule out whether he is a coyote or another wild species. The genetic testing results, Ken's added, will determine the puppy's new home. Last month, the shelter took in 258 stray animals, with 168 dogs taken in during one weekend. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals reported that approximately 6.3 million companion animals enter U.S. animal shelters annually, while about 4.1 million shelter animals are adopted yearly. Only 810,000 animals who enter shelters as strays are returned to their original owners. Although some dogs have a natural tendency to roam, the American Animal Hospital Association explains on its website that there are many precautions dog owners can follow to prevent a pooch from disappearing from home. These measures include ensuring your pet is spayed or neutered, teaching dogs basic commands, and providing pets with adequate exercise opportunities. And that is the end of that story.
Well, unfortunately, the DNA results are not in yet.
All right. Well, I will let everybody take a look at little fucking Toast here.
Oh, he's the cutest little slice of toast you ever saw.
Oh, look at you. Look at you go. Share screen here. Share. And there's Toast. I'll get rid of this fucking stupid ad over
Oh,
here.
he
There's a
is
little
so
Toast.
cute.
There's a little Toast there again.
Oh.
He's adorable.
Okay,
Oh, look at
that
that.
picture right there.
Even if he's a fucking coyote.
Can you zoom in
Fucking.
on those paws? Okay. You see the very bottom of his main paw pad.
Yeah.
You see how it has a really wide, straight
Wide gap.
base.
Yeah.
It's not rounded.
Yeah.
That could be very coyote-y. The other thing that everybody's saying is Australian Shepherd, which I'm not going to lie, I don't agree with.
Aussies don't tend to have straight ears, but
The ears don't do it for me, but I don't know, that straight shape of the paw pad, a lot of domesticated dogs, they're more rounded,
yeah,
and that's a big puppy paw.
I don't know. He's a cute little fucker, though.
Oh my god, he's adorable.
He's a
So
fucking
fluffy
cute
I
little
could
fucker.
die.
So yeah, there's a little Toast for everybody to check out. Our next story of the evening. Let's see, what should we go with here, Katie? Oh yeah, I found this one. I thought you'd find this one interesting, Katie. From iflscience.com. We haven't done one from there in a while. I don't know if this is a recent post. No, this is from last year, but it just came up on my timeline this year, and I thought it was interesting. Hundreds of feet below Missouri sits a 1.4 billion pound store of government cheese. A treasure trove of 1.4 billion pounds of cheese sits a few hundred feet beneath Springfield, Missouri, having been stashed there by the United States government. Why? Well, it's kind of a long story. Aren't they all with our government? Aren't they all? The peculiar origins of government cheese, as the FarmLink project reports it, date back to the 1970s, when a dairy shortage and 30% inflation surge on its associated products spurred something of a gold rush for cheese by the U.S. government. With President Jimmy Carter at the helm, it was decided that the only way to tackle the issue was to give America's dairy industry a financial boost. Godspeed to poor Jimmy Carter. I heard he entered hospice recently. So
Yeah.
Godspeed. Godspeed. Uh, a sizable cash injection of $2 billion in federal funds worked, if anything, too well as the dairy workers churned, pun intended, out as much product as they could, safe in the knowledge that any excess would be bought up by the government. Cheese was of particular interest as it would be better suited for storage, and by the early 80s, the government found themselves with around 227 million kilograms, 500 million pounds of cheese on their hands.
That's a
The
lot
great
of
gluts of
fucking
dairy
cheese.
were stored in more than 150 warehouses across 35 states. Anthropologist Bradley N. Jones writes in the Oxford Champion to Cheese, and it wasn't long until the press caught whiff of a scandal. At a time when families were relying on food stamps, here sat mountains of uneaten dairy that was beginning to rot. The bitter taste left in the mouths of the American people would soon be replaced with something between Velveeta and cheese singles, as the special dairy distribution program enacted by President Ronald Reagan shelled out 14 million kilograms, 30 million pounds of cheese to nonprofit organizations. While the donation was mostly moldy, it was forwarded on to hungry people.
Oh my god.
The solution was far from ideal. Far from ideal, Jesus fucking Christ. Not just because of the cheese's questionable suitability for human consumption, but also because it began to disrupt sales for the dairy industry from whence it came. It was, however, arguably a better solution than that of a USDA official who told the Washington Post probably the cheapest and most practical thing would be to dump it in the ocean.
Oh my god.
The fuck?
Oh my god. They fucked up so bad.
I'm not gonna go on with that, but fucking
Wait, so there's
just
still
fucking,
currently a reserve of cheese?
yeah.
But why now?
I don't
Do they
fucking.
rotate it?
I mean, we can go through this long ass. Well, I
I
guess it's not that
have
much.
so many
All right, we
questions.
got to know. All right, I'll keep going. Instead, it became a symbol of socioeconomic status as families under financial pressure made the most of the sliceable, easily melted dairy products to make mac and cheese and grilled sandwiches. The government finally got out of the cheese business in the 90s, but that wasn't the last of government-owned cheese. In 2016, the hoarding started all over again as the government accrued over 600 million kilograms or 1.4 billion pounds of surplus cheese.
What do you
The
mean they just
stocks sit
acquired them?
the stocks sit hundreds of feet below the ground in Missouri, kept in converted limestone mines known as cheese caves. An odd place to find a smog-like stash of dairy products, sure, but there's method to the madness as the cool and stable temperatures in the caves keep the many, many cheeses nice and cool. While it might stave off rot for a little longer, the caves require maintenance, and shifting the surplus product looks forecasted to be more difficult in a country where dairy consumption is falling. The United States government of agriculture eagerness to get people eating cheese was demonstrated in 2010 when a government handout was used to bail out the then failing pizza company Domino's to keep America eating cheese. The consistent overproduction of the dairy industry, driven by seasonal surges in milk and dips in purchases, is driving the necessity for cheese caves, as turning the excess product into something storable with a long shelf life is a means of reducing waste. However, it's a concerning pattern for both environmental and health outcomes. It doesn't say why they started doing it again.
Okay, you've broken me, Chris, because
1.4 billion
okay, the nature of cheese is
pounds.
that I don't see how it can last that long, but they're talking about Velveeta and American cheese and shit, aren't they?
No, this is like government cheese.
Well, but
Steve
that's
could
like
tell you what government
American
cheese is.
cheese.
If Steve was here, he could fucking explain everything about this. Steve loves government cheese.
Okay, I just have to make
Loves
a
it.
declaration that Velveeta and American cheese, those craft singles, that is not fucking cheese.
No,
That stuff is a molecule away from being plastic, and it's not cheese, and I don't eat it, and I don't put it in my body. I think it's gross.
I eat it and I love
uh, I hate it. I will literally go to a restaurant, and if they say, like on the menu, they have a grilled cheese, I will ask them, what kind of cheese you put in that? They say American. I'm not ordering the grilled cheese.
it. I love me some fucking Velveeta shells and cheese.
Ugh, I
Oh,
hate Velveeta. I'm repulsed.
oh, it's
No.
the best. It's the best.
I love
I hope
cheese and
I hope it's
Gouda.
all I hope it's all collecting somewhere in my body.
Ugh.
And like it's
Ugh.
gonna make like an action figure, like in my fucking liver or something.
I'm insulted by American cheese. It's so repulsive, but
Uh,
real cheese, like some real Parmesan, some
I
like
do like
real
real good
Munster.
cheese too.
Ugh,
Like
love
yeah,
cheese.
I love like a fucking nice sharp cheddar cheese.
Yes.
Oh,
Some Swiss.
so good. Not a big Swiss fan.
Ugh,
Not a big
I
Swiss
never
fan.
used to be, but
Although
now I am.
although I have in more recent years enjoyed a nice slice of Swiss on a sandwich.
Yes. Yeah,
We'll say
especially
that.
with ham. It's very good.
I don't think I need 1.4 billion pounds
That's so
underneath
many,
Missouri.
right? And in a cave, I just don't understand how that's economic for anybody.
I just think it's interesting we started doing it again.
Uh, it angers me, honestly. Although, unless that's like craft singles they're putting under there, I guess I don't give a shit if it's craft
Doesn't
singles.
surprise me, I can tell you that.
I don't need those craft
Not even
singles.
in
They
the
can
least.
cave them all they want.
Okay, fuck them fucking people and their craft fucking singles.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Plastic eating
All
bitches.
right, our next story of the evening. Oh, let's go with from exemplar.com. If I can find the fucking headline here. Woman breaks down what makes this trail cam footage of Oregon Bigfoot legitimate. It features the stereotypical conical head often described by witnesses. Does it? A pair of hikers in Oregon got the surprise of a lifetime when they spotted what they believe was a Bigfoot watching them on their leisurely walk through the great outdoors. The footage shows the characteristically dark and blurry bipedal creature we all instantly recognize as maybe Bigfoot. The ape-like hominid is first shown crouched low on the ground, but rises slowly and steadily, as if hoping to evade detection. It turns with the same controlled and stealthy movements to melt away behind a tree. The interesting thing about this video footage is how it captures the features and proportions reported in a typical Bigfoot sighting. The creature certainly looks massive, but in addition to that, the head displays the characteristic dome shape often described by eyewitnesses. The clip is short, but many find it to be credible evidence that these creatures exist. One characteristic the video doesn't show are the oversized feet for which the creature is named. Many skeptics wonder why witnesses don't pursue the existing Sasquatch to search for hair samples or footprints that would lend credence to these videos being more than a person in a costume. I can give you a few guesses why. There has been at least one recent claim of somebody who believes they found a Bigfoot tooth and sent scrapings to a lab for DNA testing, which they claim resulted in a non-disclosure agreement. I will let you all see this video here. Hold on just a second. I'm going to share it. I paused it. You can see for yourselves.
I don't think I've seen this yet.
You haven't seen this one? Okay. I don't know how well you can see that there. But that's the video that they show on the page. You guys can look up the page. It's Exemplar, EXEMPLORE.com is where I found this.
Where's Phil when you need him?
Listen, the man is missing. I don't know if I actually spoke to him.
We need him for this stuff, man.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I feel like
you show me. Listen,
we need a lot more context.
Katie. Yeah, for one, why don't we ever get the whole videos? Why can't we get the whole fucking video? Like,
right.
why do they not continue videoing? And Phil's brought this up a lot when he does break down these videos. Why is it not longer? Why are we only seeing a certain clip of it? Why, lots of fucking whys.
Yeah.
And I don't know. One thing I can tell you is when it comes to this shit, I'm not fucking savvy.
Right.
I'm a sucker.
Me too, for sure.
I'm like, it's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot. There was fucking one where I saw the video, and this is no shit. This is a secret time, everybody. I see a video, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck is that? Come to find out, it was a leaf. It was just a fucking leaf. That's all it was. Wasn't a Bigfoot. Wasn't
But, like,
mysterious.
the scale and the perspective was
Just a leaf.
yeah.
Like,
I know.
so that's why I always now take everything with a grain of salt. I'll look at
Yep.
it and go, and in my brain go, woo, and then go, shut up and take a minute.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. And somebody who does needs to take a look at it long before I do.
Yeah.
For
For
or
sure.
before I make my opinion or any
Yeah,
type of opinion. I need
I don't
to be
even
shown shit.
look. I don't even look so close anymore because I know that technology's gotten to a way where like it's hard to tell, and I know I'm a sucker, so it's like, yeah, sure. Cool, that's a TikTok video with a Bigfoot, but I would like honestly look to somebody smarter than me. But I wouldn't even bother making a determination in my brain, you know?
Yeah. I don't have the knowledge,
Yeah.
to make those judgments. Now, am I the type of person that would like to see for myself? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely yes. But will I try to give you an informed opinion? No, I'll give you my opinion,
Right.
but I'll preface it by saying I don't know shit. Whenever I talk about my quote unquote UFO experience, I'll tell you I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. So I don't try to come off like a knowledgeable person or an expert on anything, because I'm not. I'm just a guy with a microphone. Although, according to I think the Opie and Anthony style of radio, if you have an expert in front of you, you are. I mean, if you have a microphone in front of you, you are an expert. If I could fucking
Huh?
talk tonight. Anywho, on to our next story of the evening from DoorCountyPulse.com. What's the UFO spotted over Ellison Bay? The U.S. government's downing of mysterious flying objects in February may have everyone eyeing the skies more carefully these days. That's not the case for Ryan Mueller. His eyes were already there. In fact, pretty much any night I've actually taken the time to look up or out into the sky for more than a few moments, I've witnessed a UAP, Mueller told the Peninsula Pulse. UAP is the formal name for a UFO, and it stands for Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, as well as Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. By any name, Mueller has seen them at least 7 times since he moved to Ellison Bay from Milwaukee with Rebecca Whipple in late November 2021. The couple bought the iconic Uncle Tom's candy store in the old Newport schoolhouse in Ellison Bay. Mueller said he almost immediately began to see odd, unexplainable things in the sky from their Europe Bay Road address. This is a fairly long one, but there's a picture. There's a picture, Katie.
Well, that's the highlight then.
And I want to tell you, before I pop this up, it's everything you expect in a UFO photo. This was taken with a camera phone, like the phone on a camera,
Okay.
and it's not very great quality. The red lights that you see are radio towers.
Okay.
And the white light above them is the UFO.
Well,
Now,
that picture doesn't do anybody any good.
right. And I mean, so here's the why not take a video of what this thing is doing?
Right.
Like, why not? What is the problem with that? Yeah, for one, okay, you have a camera phone. You're going to take a photo. Uh, why not take some high definition video in the moment?
I,
And
I
why not
feel
present that?
I feel like if that picture's all they got, just presenting their story alone without the picture holds more weight than presenting your story with a stupid fucking picture.
Yeah, it's just a blurry blob of lights in the fucking sky. It does nothing for the
Right.
story.
No.
Zero. You know, I don't understand why people seem to think they need to share this type of shit. This isn't the type of evidence that we need.
Now, admittedly, especially depending on what kind of phone you got, it is hard to capture stuff
And they talk
in the
about
sky.
what phone it is in this fucking thing. I didn't want to get I didn't want to
Right.
get that fucking
No.
far, to be honest with you.
So, but that makes a difference. But like, if that's the case, then this thing was far enough away that your phone is useless. It doesn't matter. The picture doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's so I don't. This one I just was I popped this one up for the picture. It was totally for the picture,
Yeah.
so that we could look at the picture and go, okay, these are the multitude of problems with this thing. Like, and hey, for the record, this could be something fucking legit. I don't know.
Right.
I
Well, and
don't
that's what I mean.
know.
The story by itself, like, okay, tell your story, but that picture doesn't do anybody any good.
No, it doesn't help anybody at all. It doesn't. It doesn't make me go, let's look into this more.
Right.
Not even a bit. You know, give me something a little more concrete than that, and we'll talk. Like it was doing something that another aircraft wouldn't do, or something. Like, show me
Right.
what you're talking about. Oh, have you watched the new Unsolved Mysteries episode with the UFO thing in it? Did you
How new? The
the
second
second
season.
season one,
I know I watched it, but that was a while ago now. So
or was it second or third season? Which one are they on now? I don't know. They did a new UFO one though. I think it was over one of the Great Lakes. Anyway, I listened to a radio show in the morning, and one of the hosts was like, "Yeah, I like wound up talking to Mick West about this."
that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
And fucking Mick like said that it was this phenomena that happens. But I don't know, with like the radar signals and stuff that they had, that I don't know. That's the stuff I want to believe, you know, Katie. I want to believe.
Yeah, no, I don't want to believe in that stuff,
I
but
want to believe. I want to. Our next story of the evening from original.newsbreak.com. The Bell Witch Cave, exploring Tennessee's most haunted site. The Bell Witch Cave in Adams, Tennessee, is widely regarded as one of the most haunted sites in the United States. Its eerie history and the stories surrounding it have made it a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. In this blog post, we will delve deeper into the legend of the Bell Witch and explore the cave that bears its name. The story of the Bell Witch begins in the early 19th century when John Bell, a farmer, moved his family to the Red River bottomland in Adams, Tennessee. According to legend, strange things happened on the Bell farm shortly after their arrival. They heard strange noises, saw unexplained apparitions, and found themselves physically attacked by an unseen force. The entity, later known as the Bell Witch, began communicating with the family. It spoke in various voices, including those of a woman, a child, and a man, with a deep booming voice. The Bell Witch claimed to be a spirit, once a neighbor of the Bells, who John Bell had wronged. It vowed to torment him and his family until he died. Over the years, the Bell Witch became increasingly evil. It would pull the hair of family members, slap and pinch them, and make terrifying noises throughout the night. It also began to attack John Bell, who eventually fell ill and died in 1820 after the witch had promised to kill him. The Bell Witch Cave is believed to be where the Bell Witch tormented the family. The cave on the Bell Farm was discovered in the early 1800s and has been a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts ever since. The cave is said to be haunted by the Bell Witch and other spirits, and visitors have reported hearing strange noises, feeling cold spots, and seeing apparitions. The cave is open for tours and ghost hunts, and visitors can explore the underground passages and learn more about the Bell Witch legend. The cave tour includes visiting the Bell family cemetery where John Bell and other family members are buried. Visitors can pay their respects and learn more about the tragic history of the Bell family. The Bell Witch legend has been subject of numerous books, movies, and television shows. It continues to capture the imagination of people worldwide, and the Bell Witch Cave remains a popular destination for those interested in the paranormal. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the Bell Witch Cave offers a unique and fascinating glimpse into the history and folklore of Tennessee. The cave's eerie atmosphere and the tragic story of the Bell family make it a must-visit destination for anyone interested in the supernatural. I didn't realize it was in Tennessee. I could have gone and checked out the fucking Bell Witch Cave.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
I was there a couple years ago.
Huh.
I could have fucking gone and seen the fucking Bell Witch Cave. God damn it, Katie.
Yeah.
Could have dragged Missy to see that. Oh, she hated me. Fucking hated me. How fucking we own it? Look at this one.
I like cave stuff. That's fun.
I don't know. She might have been all right with it. I don't know. I thought I just grabbed that one because I thought it was interesting. But the
it's
it wasn't anything like new or anything, but I just thought it was an interesting little blog fucking article because, you know, we need those in our lives. And our title story of the evening tonight.
Oh, goody. I haven't heard of this. I saw that and I was like, oh, what is this?
From MSN.com, but I think it's from the New York Post. Godzilla eggs multiplying. Japan's suspicious fear. Conspiracy theories. Is this a product of some supersized sex on the beach? A mysterious sphere that washed ashore in Japan is being labeled a Godzilla egg by social media watchdogs, with some conspiracy theorists claiming that the so-called king of the monsters offspring is multiplying. The Titan-sized controversy surfaced yesterday after a woman reported a suspicious ball on Enshu Beach in Hamamatsu, a southern coastal city about 155 miles from Tokyo. Asahi News reported. The spherical object measured 4 feet around and was believed to be made of iron due to its rust coating. Accompanying photos show the enormous orb, which evoked an alien anomaly or unexploded ordnance from a way gone by. Fearing it was the latter, officials cordoned off an area with 655 square feet of the ball while bomb disposal crews inspected the unusual jetsam. Investigatory X-rays determined that the sphere was hollow and therefore not a live bomb, prompting officials to lift restrictions soon afterward, according to the Fuji News Network. Bomb disposal crews are seen inspecting the ball as officials restricted access within 655 feet around the object for the most of the day. However, officials never actually identified the ball, prompting online conspiracy theorists to try and take a stab. Many compare it to the embryo of Japan's iconic movie monster, obviously a Godzilla egg, joked one tinfoil-hatted tweeter, while another wrote, "Great, now Godzilla is real." The Japanese sphere that washed up on the beach is giving dinosaur egg vibes. LOL, postulated another of the so-called fallopian flotsam. The object is a sphere with a diameter of around 4 feet and is believed to be made of iron, as it has a coating of rust. And it goes on and on and on to say that more shit about Godzilla. But it is kind of interesting, like that these things just appeared. I'll let you guys take a look at this fucking thing too. I mean, why not? Let's make this an interactive show. Here is your egg.
The fuck?
Here's your Godzilla egg. And here it is, your Godzilla egg.
Huh.
I don't
It
know what the
kind
fuck it
of
is.
it kind of looks like a ball of concrete.
But it's iron. It's iron, Katie. It's hollow.
It's hollow?
It's hollow.
Are they sure?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Are we sure it's not like a bomb?
Dean Cooper, please repeat your last 40 minutes. I was watching but not listening. Dean
Wow,
Cooper.
Dean. Wow.
Yeah. Just repeat
Yeah, a
fucking anything.
buoy.
Dean.
That's kind of
I don't pay
what I
attention to
was.
you at all.
I was thinking this thing looks like something that would float off of a ship.
Yeah. Something foolish. It's something very, very mundane.
But
Very
it's
mundane.
funny that they're calling them Godzilla
Godzilla
eggs.
eggs. I thought it was neat. I'm like, fuck yeah, Godzilla eggs, god damn it. Let's go with Godzilla eggs. I'm down. I'm down. And our final story of the evening tonight. From people.com. Accused Idaho killer Brian Kohlberger allegedly had pictures of victim on his phone. It was clear that he was paying attention to her, a source tells People. The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last November allegedly had pictures of one of the female victims on his phone, a source familiar with the investigation tells People. A phone that belonged to Brian Kohlberger was collected after his arrest. According to the source, authorities found pictures of the victim on the device. The source did not specify whether they were photos that he had taken of her or if they were downloaded from her social media. He had more than one picture of her, the source says. It was clear that he was paying attention to her. Madison Mogan, 21, Kaylee I don't know how to pronounce these people's names.
Calvez.
Goncalves, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and Ethan Chapin, 20, were all stabbed to death in an off-campus rental home in Moscow, Idaho, on November 13th. A masked intruder entered the home and killed the 4 students with a fixed blade knife. More than a month later, authorities arrested Kohlberger, a 28-year-old graduate student and teaching assistant at Washington State University. He was charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 count of felony burglary. Kohlberger was arrested at his parents' Pennsylvania home on December 30th. He waived his extradition to Idaho, meaning he voluntarily agreed to return to the state to face charges against him. He was transported back to Idaho on January 4th. According to the probable cause affidavit obtained by People, one of the victim's surviving roommates said she saw the killer. The roommate described a figure clad in black clothing and a mask who walked past her as the person left the crime scene. The affidavit also alleged that Kohlberger was linked to the crime scene from DNA and cell phone pings. Authorities remain tight-lipped about the alleged motive in the attack, and a judge has imposed a gag order to keep many of the details from becoming public. Kohlberger has not yet entered a plea. His next hearing isn't until June 26. His attorney has not returned People's messages for comment. That's a weird case. That's
It's
a
a
fucking weird
terrible
one.
case.
It's just a weird fucking case. I mean, it just goes to show you it can happen anywhere, and it's fucking sucks. You know, I never want to live my life in fucking fear, and I don't think anybody should. But unfortunately, we have to live our lives with some like semblance of let's be safe
Yeah.
because of fucking dickheads like this guy.
Right. It's so scary.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me fear for my children, and what they're, the things that are going on, what's going to happen to them in their lives.
Right.
I mean,
Well, and that's
it's,
what's so scary is these girls didn't even know they had a stalker necessarily, that we know of so far. And
yeah,
that's what's even more terrifying. Like, I have lived in fear. I have been stalked by someone I know, not by some mysterious weirdo. But
right.
so, like, I know what it's like to live in fear. But, like, the fact that they weren't even living in fear and it was just so unexpected makes it that much. Oh, it's just so awful. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really makes me take pause. I mean, it's like that other video that we were talking about there, the woman that fought off the attacker in the gym.
Oh, yes.
You know, that shit makes me be like, it makes me look at my daughter and be like, hey, are you carrying fucking mace?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
It
you know,
makes my stomach churn.
because she sits at the fucking bus stop
Yeah, you never know, man.
and she's like, I hear some crazy shit. And I'm like, "Mm." You
Yeah.
know, like my fucking parental fucking
Oh, yeah.
bullshit detector just go, I'm fucking like, what is going on?
It's a wild world out there and it's scary.
You know, I worry about them.
Yeah,
You know, and
me too.
that's the sucky part about being a parent is that you have all this fear, not just for you.
Right.
Like you have this
Yes.
fear for these other human beings that exist, you know, because of you.
Right.
And it just it can really it can take you over.
Yeah.
You know, you can really
Passing that on to my stepdaughter is something that's like weighs heavy on me because like I live with that fear. You know, I'm
yeah,
a attractive young female that goes out into the world and I'm very aware of my surroundings at all times. You won't catch me in a parking lot on my cell phone ever. Ever, ever, ever. You know, and I do carry a mild form of protection. So and I know that my stepdaughter is a cell phone kid and I worry so much for her and I try to drill it into her head all the time of like, no, we're out in public. You put your phone down. You don't need to be on your phone right now. You
yeah,
need to be aware of like who's that dude in the aisle with us and oh wow, he's been in the same last 6 aisles that we were in Walmart. Like you
right.
need to be aware of those things.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do.
Yeah, it's a
Un-
reality. It sucks, but
Unfortunately, you do, and and it's a scary fucking world.
it is.
I hate to say that, but in some cases it is, and because of those cases, people need to be somewhat hyper aware of things.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not ideal. In an ideal fucking society, we could all just fucking live and be cool. Everybody's happy and everybody's being fucking good to one another. But
That's
we
just
don't
not the way it is.
we don't live in that society, ladies
No.
and gentlemen. We just don't. I I, I hate to break it to you. Yes, have I been wrong in a lot of cases? Absolutely. Is humanity a lot better than I've expected a lot of times? Yes, but they're also cruel and they also do fucking malevolent bullshit
And the cruel ones are the ones
that fuck it
that
up.
are well, and they're under the radar. You don't necessarily expect it, you know? It's
You know, they
it's
say
tricky.
fucking one bad apple spoils the whole fucking bunch. And,
Yeah.
you know, in this case, it's more than just one. You know, there's a lot.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, by and large, are people good to one another? We try. I think
Yeah.
we try. But it's the fucking shit ones that just. Oh. I don't have anything major for the cult of the week this week, but I did want to bring up. Did you see that Aaron Smith Levin was on Lex Friedman?
I did. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw I almost sent it to you because I was like, oh, like suspected. He was trolling. We all
Yep.
knew.
Oh yeah. And it took a while for it to come out.
Yeah.
It was. I listened to half of it. The other night, I went through about half of it. Um, it's a Lex interview.
Yeah.
Uh, and he even talks about that how it's very deadpan at first.
I would say I watched his little live stream that he did announcing it and
Mhm.
like talking about it, but I haven't listened to it itself.
Yeah. But I need to finish the other half of it. I enjoyed what he some of the stuff that they talked about. You know, Lex kind of took a devil's advocate position, which he
Sure.
tends to do, and it's kind of good because you get a good amount of explanation about shit out of Aaron,
Right.
which I enjoyed, and I So I look forward to listening to the rest of it. um, but I was just surprised when I saw it. I was like, oh, so he was on Lex. So
Yeah,
that was the one.
it's still a solid score, but it
Oh,
wasn't Rogan like he was teasing.
Lex is a huge podcast. Lex is not a small
Yeah,
podcast.
no, it's still great. It's just
Yeah.
it wasn't Rogan like
Now,
everybody was
everybody was
hoping.
speculating
I
Rogan.
knew it wouldn't be.
Everybody. Yeah, I figured if it was Rogan, it would have been out that following week.
Yeah, there's no way Rogan would. I mean, I wish he would. Don't get me wrong, but with his history, there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know. He's trying. I think he's steering away from a lot of controversy these days. He's trying to, in a sense. He's not as going full bore, straight ahead into it.
No, definitely not. But that's fair in today's climate.
Yeah, I mean,
Rough out there.
there's there's some subjects that are taboo, and this might be one of them for him right now.
Yeah, no, it
Sort
totally
of
is.
thing. Yeah. Which I get completely. Why bother? But I personally think the whole Scientology thing is a fucking joke. So, any chance I can get to poke a little fun at it.
Right.
If if you haven't checked that out, the Aaron Smith Levin interview by Lex Friedman, it is a good introduction to the guy.
Yeah.
And he has a channel on YouTube. I have no issue promoting it. It's Growing Up in Scientology.
He's fantastic. I think
Yeah,
he's great.
To me, he comes off a little hokey to me, but otherwise he seems like a good dude. I like what he's doing. I like what he's trying to do for people who are still in Scientology. And I think he's doing good work out there. So go out
Yeah.
and support him.
If you want to talk about hokey in Scientology, have you ever watched Chris Sheldon?
No.
He's great. I got no hate for the guy, but his hokiness and his awkward culty background makes him so weird that I can't I can't hardly watch him. He's great. He's anti-Scientology. He's part of the community, but I can't watch him.
Just wanted to let everybody know before we wrap up the show this week. This is the last week I will be broadcasting live to the Fortean Slip channel on YouTube. If you want to catch the live show, you will have to go to the new YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/at the Fortean Files. That's youtube.com/the at symbol TheForteanFiles. I'm not going to broadcast it to the Fortean Slip channel anymore. I did it for these first few weeks just to give everybody the opportunity to come over to the new channel and realize that we're over here now. As always, subscribe to the show, the podcast, anchor.fm/the Fortean Files. You can, if you subscribe to us on Spotify, you can also watch the video podcast. It is available there on Spotify. If you missed the video or if you want to watch the video, definitely support us there as well. We are on Rumble as well. Look up the Fortean Files. I'm not sure what the actual address is. I have to add it to the bunch here. But look up the Fortean Files on Rumble. We are there. You can subscribe to us there or like the page there, I guess. I don't know how that whole thing works. And I will be, like I said, keeping the Facebook page for the Fortean Slip, facebook.com /the Fortean Slip page. I will be keeping that. That's where all the updates will be for the show, when we're going live, et cetera, et cetera. Next week might be a little rough, Katie.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because I'm going to the doctor Monday night. So, and my appointment's at 5. It's at 5. So I don't know how much that's gonna cut in. We might have to go a little late.
Well,
So
I can be flexible.
but we will try to shoot for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Monday night. Until then, everybody, be good to one another. I see this shit that's going on in the world right now, the division. Love your fucking neighbor, people. Your neighbor isn't your fucking enemy. They want you to believe that, but your neighbor isn't your fucking enemy. And look at what's happening to the people down in East Palestine, Ohio, and give those people some love. Because it's pretty fucking sad what's happening down there. So, be good to each other. And we will see you next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here. Not right now. Bye.